They're waiting for someone. Go, go, go.
Shoot!
Oh, shit.
It's at that range. Airstrike.
Oh, hide, boys. The sniper is...
Hi guys, it's Mattiace, and yes, Warzone can be quite intense. And in this video I'm going to show you why I prefer the GRAU over the M4A1, even though these weapons can seem rather similar. I will also throw in quite a number of tips and tricks that hopefully will help you get more wins and get more kills, so make sure that you watch the whole of the video. But first, I'm going to show you one of the most epic saves that one of my teammates did when I was down in this situation. I don't see them. Can you get me? Come back. Bartos, come back. Get me?
I'm going to.
Oh, Max, yeah. Oh, they're coming. Oh, they're coming.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That was the most epic save I've seen. Holy shit!
I'm saving this. I'm applauding later.
Holy shit.
The sniper is on the blue roof.
So yeah, this rocket kill was made by Max, and he actually recorded it and sent it to me, so I'm going to show you what it looks like from his point of view as well. Let me just showcase one of the strengths of the M4A1, which is related to this very situation. We shouldn't be out here in the open, obviously. We were a bit indecisive. We were planning on going to that green building where we have, in front of where the orange mark is, but it's a bit of a mistake, not only because, you know, it's running around in the open, but we're also running in the opposite side of where we need to go in order to get to the safe zone. And here we are just about to be attacked once again.
Oh no, we don't have time, right?
We don't have time. Let's go.
Let's take the zone. I'm down one guy over there, but...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that was epic game.
Behind us?
People!
Oh, get cover. Get the cover.
You're far away.
Get the cover.
I downed one on the blue.
Yeah.
Bartos, he's by the wall, a little bit to the right. Over there, on my red.
Okay.
Over there, on that row.
He will be running in the buildings.
Green building.
I don't see the guy.
We should...
Oh shit.
Don't bleed shields here. This is not a good place. This is not a good place.
Shot from two sides.
Yeah, this is not a good place.
Yeah, we should run.
Can you get me? Oh shit.
Whoa!
It's close. Get me. Lie down. Oh, left! Oh.
We should go to...
So before we continue with the comparison between these two weapons, let me just show you what this looked like in Max's point of view. Here we go.
Gas is closing.
Car is coming. Now maybe this goes without saying, but I want to say it anyway. The way I build my GRAU and the way I build my M4 are for exactly the same purpose. They are meant for medium to long range engagements, and I do that because not only do I like this playstyle, but I have another weapon or another weapon type for close quarter combat situations. Now what's important to understand about this is that my secondary weapon is always, for this build, going to be a submachine gun. Now, in theory, a shotgun could work, but I just feel more comfortable with the submachine gun. And my go-to choice have for a long time been the MP7, and I'm going to cover that build also. But lately, I've actually done pretty well with the MP5, and I just recently had a 14 kills solo win with that combo, the GRAU and the MP5. And even though some of the footage from that win is going to be in this video, if you want to see the whole win, the whole round, then that's going to be on my secondary channel. Now, from what I've seen, a lot of people prefer the M4A1 with a completely different build when they combine it with a sniper rifle. And if I was a sniper, I would probably do something similar. Now here, after this engagement, you'll actually see me pick up one of these M4A1s that I've been talking about, and it's built a little bit more similar to the playstyle that I prefer, or that I choose a submachine gun for. And the only reason why I choose a submachine gun over an M4A1 with this type of build, because I try as much as I can to avoid having two weapons that use the same ammo. Something that happened right here. Now, obviously, I don't know the exact build of this M4A1, but one giveaway is that, as you see on the right side of the weapon, or the right part of the weapon, it doesn't have a stock. And the no stock is a typical choice for a mobility build, and again, this is something that I normally have my MP7 or MP5 for. Now, I'm kind of maining it here because I'm running away from the gas, and I want to be able to run as fast as possible, and I will, of course, run faster with this M4A1 than with my own GRAU. So now, I want to make one thing clear, and I see a lot of people making this mistake. This type of weapon for this type of purpose is for a certain type of player. If it's not your playstyle to land these long shots with an assault rifle, then this weapon is most likely not for you. And what might happen is that if you copy a build like this and then you try to use it for a completely different purpose when you're not the kind of player that lands these shots on regular basis anyway, you might be very, very disappointed. And what you really need to look out for when it comes to these two weapons, the way I built them, is that you will be running very, very slowly with them. And if your secondary weapon is a long-range weapon as well, then it's most likely also going to be quite slow to run with. So keep in mind, this weapon is meant to be your long-range choice, and I wouldn't recommend it in a sniper or a marksman loadout. Now, what also can be risky with, well, especially the GRAU, is that you might actually take engagements at such a long range that you'd probably be better off avoiding that fight altogether. Like this, for example. Now here's a bit of a funny situation. I didn't notice this when it happened, but I downed the guy there, but I didn't finish him. Instead, he was finished by that guy that I'm shooting at now, which I believe is the same person who self-revived. I can assure you, if you record yourself and watch back at your own footage, you'll be surprised how much you actually miss when playing, things that you see when you're watching either yourself looking back at it or when you're watching somebody else. There's an expression called the backseat gamer. It's very, very easy to comment on what other people do, what mistakes they do, and what they miss while playing. All those things that are so much easier to see when you're just watching. Now, since I've already covered my GRAU build in a separate video, I'm not going to show you that here. Instead, there will be a link in the description where you can check that out. But this is my current build for my M4A1. And I have the monolithic suppressor. I have the stock M16 Grenadier, the barrel, that's the barrel, and the underbarrel is the Ranger foregrip. 60 bullets in the magazine. I have the GI Miniflex scope, and I think that is one of the main differences between the upgrades between the GRAU and the M4A1. That is that on the GRAU, because of a certain barrel, you don't really need an optics as I think I do on the M4A1, or I prefer it on the M4A1. I've tried it without the GI Miniflex or without a scope at all, and it works, but it's, you know, it's the GRAU just has a much better iron sight, especially on that very specific barrel that I think you need to be level 34 or something before you unlock it. Now, to some of you guys watching this, it might seem like the M4 is basically as stable and as accurate and as easy to control as the GRAU, but in my experience, that's not the case. However, at close range and, well, medium range or shorter medium range, the M4 might actually be a better choice, even with this build or with these builds. And again, if you're the kind of player that normally don't take these crazy long shots with an assault rifle, then the M4 might actually be a much better option. Now, generally, I don't really care much whether or not the M4 or the GRAU is good at closer range than, let's say, 15 meters, because at that kind of situation, I switch to an SMG, like here, and even if I haven't been able to get to that second loadout drop and pick up my favorite SMG that I've customized myself,
in most matches, I'm able to find a decent enough SMG to serve as my secondary weapon. For me, the MP7 is by far my most used SMG. It's probably the best one, or well, I wouldn't really know to be honest. But as of lately, as you can tell, I'm actually picking up the MP5. And I'm planning on covering both of these SMGs. They're actually quite different, so there's no surprise that some people will prefer one over the other.
Oh, that's the M4 also. He was using the iron sight.
Now, especially in solos, but even in squad gameplay, a lot of people have started realizing the value of dead silence. Here I'm going to demonstrate that once again, and one of the things that I want you to pay extra attention to is that if you are able to get a kill while you have your dead silence activated, the timer will reset, and you will have just as much time right after the kill as you had when you first activated it. You're about to see that happening twice. So just before I was able to pick that guy off, my dead silence was about to run out, but it reset, and now I'm going to try to get my second ninja kill. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there are people playing this game that considers this feature overpowered, because damn. Must remember that the speed boost might be the only thing valuable for you in a lot of situations, especially if you're being chased by the gas. So here I find myself in a situation where I have a bounty on me, and normally what that means is that I am the one being hunted, and I'm the one who should, either stay away or, well, take the fight if I want to. But for whatever reason, I kind of became the hunter in this sort of turned around bounty contract, where I discovered the guy that picked up the contract coming from the southeast here, and I put a few bullets on him, but he gets behind that wreck. And after this situation, it's more me hunting him than the other way around. Now he gets cover in this building directly to my left here, and I didn't want to just push right in. Instead, I'm sneaking around trying to find the right position, and you will find once again that the high ground, as much as it can be a very, very advantageous position, holding the high ground might actually work against you. Now, the M4A1 is definitely a good weapon, and I used it myself quite a lot. But after discovering the power of the GRAU and realizing that this weapon suits my playstyle a lot more, I have basically replaced the M4A1 with the GRAU. And you can probably kind of tell in this video, because you don't see any of these really long-range engagements with the M4A1. And that's because when I try that, I really don't have any success with it. Unless I missed something with the build that makes the M4A1 much better, then for me and for players like me, the GRAU is simply superior. Now, if you have a bunch of situations where you kill snipers at basically this range where you see here, then by all means share it in my Discord channel and we'll have a discussion about it. Oh, GRAU versus sniper! So now I understand that to some people a video like this can give the impression that I'm just running around owning everyone with these two weapons, but that really isn't the case. I'm struggling hard with this game actually, and I always die to all these stupid situations that gives me these would've, could've, should've moments where if I get a second chance, I'm absolutely certain that I would win that engagement. Well, not always, but yeah. I guess that's just Battle Royale, right? If only I would have not switched weapon, if only I didn't reload there, maybe I shouldn't have put on the plate in that situation. If only I didn't peek in that window, you know? That's Battle Royale, at least to me. So like I said earlier, I had a quite intense win getting 14 kills using mainly the GRAU and the MP5. And that win, which is uploaded on my secondary channel, it really highlights why the GRAU is so good, and especially why the GRAU is so good with an SMG. And this engagement that you see here, after I pick off this guy in the car, you're going to see me get a crazy long engagement where, unfortunately, I'm not able to take out a sniper camping that rooftop. It's the guy, you see the glare there. I didn't know where he was shooting me from, but I'm actually going to fight this guy at long range, and you'll see how much damage you can do with an assault rifle that doesn't even have a scope. Also pay attention to the fact that every time that I'm shooting, I'm actually strafing left and right. And this makes my weapon and my accuracy suffer quite a bit as well. But, you know, I can't take this fight standing still. So keep that in mind. If you're shooting a guy that's trying to run away from you or hasn't even seen you yet, then you can be even more reliable at this range, because then you might actually be able to stand still while shooting. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.